Yo. Hey, we did it right this time. That's how no, Juliana doesn't know. She's like, yo, yeah, that's she hasn't been on the show before in a while. Juliana's like, yo, yeah, we're saying yo. No, I'm starting the show. Welcome to Dating with Disabilities. I'm your host with the most. The biggest asshole of the morning so far, I think. Audra's like, fuck yeah, fuck that guy. Or as Jane Banks would say, don't fuck that guy. Anyways, this is Duante, your host with the most. We're doing Dating with Disabilities 12 or 10 or 9. Fuck, I don't know. It's Dating with Disabilities 9. I've got all my shows fucked up right now. But the good news is our first guest from Autastic Artists is actually going to be our first guest on Dating with Disabilities. What I mean by guest is we've changed the show a little bit. We're no longer just talking about our perspectives. That was good. It ran great for 8 weeks. But the idea was we wanted to enlighten people on everybody's disabilities. So not just our own, but give kind of some other people some attention and some other disabilities, some focus. So with that in mind, we have a guest this evening, and it's Miss Juliana Heng out of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Make some noise, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll introduce her later and do all that crazy stuff. But it'll be a little bit different today. Just sit back, hold tight. It's going to seem like a different ride, but it'll be worth it in the end, I think. Possibly. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, we've got our co-host as usual, right? All the way from Seattle, Washington. I think she told me last week that Pringles are better than Lay's. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Give it up for the potato and chip enthusiast, Janejira, baby.
Yes, it's me.
Is that Bondage Bear with you?
Yes, the BDSM Bear Boy is back as our permanent mascot, I think.
How do we know he's not? How do we know that's not a bear girl? Was there a part that identified it, or can it be non-binary BDSM?
You mean non-binary?
Binary. Oh, we're doing the shitty puns again today. God damn it. That was almost punny. That was really unbearable, to be quite honest. Anyways, I told you. I'm the comedian here. I don't know. Juliana's pretty good. I don't know. The next one is my sister from another mister. She ain't fake, even though she's across the lake.
Oh, shit.
And even though she may not be whack, just because she's English and black. Give it up for Variety D!
Hello. Yes. Definitely.
Hello. Yes.
Hello. I'm going to talk to you more like this, because the audacity.
Hey, no, motherfucker, you got to get it right. And I'm starting a new album. It's going to be the caucasity of white people.
I've heard about that one. I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah, the caucasity of white people.
I've heard that one. I've heard one on Comedy Hyphen thing there. The caucasity of them.
I didn't hear them say that, so I'm still saying it. Fuck you. Thank you for killing my bit. You weren't supposed to say that. You're supposed to just let me have it.
Yeah, but you said fuck you, so obviously you're teasing me now. You teased me across the Atlantic.
Don't worry. I'll send you a half a dick pic later. All right. Anyway. Not the whole thing, just the base of the mountain. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Our next one up today. He said she's the polite pussy, but she's going by the polite kitty. Like that's a little bit more bougie way. Like you're not a hooker, you're an escort. I think that's what she's saying. She's an escort. Wow. Give it up for Audra Sisak. How you doing, short stuff? How's it living? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? How are you?
I'm doing really good. Doing a lot of comedy lately, a lot of shows, and trying to stay positive on life that way.
We're not getting there. This isn't a
this ain't no crying show.
Yeah, well, you tried not last today. Time. You hit me with who's the high school sweetheart you wish you could get back, and I said her name, and she was like, "Damn, that bitch was fine." Audrey was like, "Ooh, That's when you shouldn't have let go, buddy. Thanks. Didn't need to hear that. Anyways, and then last but not least, definitely not least, the lady of the hour. Or they are the person of the hour. We'll get into that in a minute because I always do that fucked up. Give it up for Juliana Heng!
Yes!
Yay!
Woo!
How are you doing, Juliana?
Yeah, I'm awesome. I just woke up.
What time is it in Kuala Lumpur?
4:06 a.m.
6 a.m.?
Yeah, 4:06 a.m.
Oh, 4:06.
Yep.
Don't worry. I got to be
Tomorrow.
up at 4 o'clock for your show next Saturday. We're
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
even, right?
And the last time Audra as well.
yeah. I felt bad for a half a minute, and then I said, "Oh shit, I'm doing." I
Yeah,
gotta do
don't,
this
don't, don't
Saturday
feel bad.
anyway.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
feeling
okay.
bad. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I got no shits to give, right? But
Yes.
let me ask you, how have you been? How's the comedy? Tell us just a little bit about yourself, real quickly.
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Juliana Heng, and comedy is back in Kuala Lumpur. Yes, so I did a couple of live gigs, and it's great. It's so good to be back on stage performing in front of real people. Although, as someone who is on the spectrum, I don't really like people, but I need the laughter. Funnily, yeah. So yes, I do that. I do comedy just for that.
I like the way you're like, I don't care about you, but I care if you laugh. Like I do care if you
Yes,
laugh.
yes.
I don't care about
Yeah.
you per se, though, right?
Yeah.
That's the funny part. Hey, that's the truth, though, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy, comedy started back up. Are you guys shutting down because of the Omicron variant, or what's going on?
No, we are not shutting down yet, although we already have the first case of Omicron in Malaysia. But if let's say things do get serious, we might need to go into a lockdown again. But hopefully we don't go back again. Yeah, because it's awful actually to be coming up and then you're all happy again, performing on stage and back to lockdown again. It's a very abusive cycle, I would say. Yeah, Yeah.
Welcome to being a black kid. That's called timeout.
Yeah.
I made a
yeah.
joke. Hey,
It's
I
a
made
very
a joke
abusive
about that during. I
happening,
think
yeah.
you were there for that online when I was like, white people bitching about pandemic. Have you
Yeah.
motherfuckers never been on restriction before? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you never been grounded? Like everybody's been grounded for the last 2 years.
Yes, it's equality in a way. Yeah. So now we all understand how Dante feel. Yes.
How
We know
Dante
now.
feel? How Variety D feel?
I feel, thank you. Inclusiveness. Include me. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
It's only 39% of me anyway, so you can kiss my ass, Juliana. So it's a little different this year. We do it a little bit differently, and instead of us just jumping into the show, what we do is I throw out a topic. Do any of us have a topic to open up with today? What do you got? Any polite pussy? Friday D? Anybody?
Nope.
Perfect. So I got a question, and I want y'all to talk about this, hinge on it for a little bit. How would you feel about a spectrum dating app? Do you think that would help? One at a time. Go ahead, Juliana. Tell us what you think. How would you feel about a spectrum only dating app? Do you think that would help you or hinder you?
I will say that it will help in terms of that we understand that we each other has a limitation and boundaries. Yeah, we actually have that a bit more than neurotypical. Yeah. So that will help, but it does not help is because I dated someone on the spectrum once, and we are pretty much doing the same thing. We are like, yeah. So
I don't want
it's
to
like
talk. You don't want to talk. Okay. We're not going to make eye contact. All right.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable. You want to leave? Yeah, I want to leave too. All right. Bye.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, I mean, it's nice to date someone on the spectrum, but at the same time, I'm not sure whether is it helping me, that kind of stuff.
Jesus, you're not lying there. I'm gonna let that one go. We're gonna put a pin in that and come back to that. How do you feel about that, Janejira?
Well, I'm like not a dating app person, so I don't know if I can really contribute anything to this topic, but I feel like that might help some people because then at least people on the spectrum will be able to find each other and it'll be easier instead of having, that eliminates most of the hang out is like, ugh, so much work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
I see
I
you've
don't
got
know.
the swap
The,
meet
the
Wi-Fi.
dating pool would still be small, I imagine, because I don't know. Well, I also wonder how like conversations would work, because like, what if you're both nervous? Like, who is supposed to start? Is there gonna be like a feature that says, "Here's a starting topic for you. Here's a suggestion. Try this," because that would actually be kind of cool.
So
Because opening lines are hard.
here would be my oh, maybe we should build one. Because think about it, you could make it almost like a game. So if
Ooh.
you match physically, then there's a game that you got to play that goes against their answers to match mentally. And then once you've matched mentally, then you got to do a game to figure out what you want to do on the first date.
Perfect. And then
I
I
think
think
we
you would
just-
have to both check the boxes. Like, do you want the first date to be virtual or in person?
Oh, don't worry. And or if statements. I've got you. Remember, I'm the code nerd. This is I'm over here like we just made $1 million. Remember, we talked about this
Yeah.
earlier. 24 hours from now. Guess what I need you to make, Jane?
But what are we gonna call it?
We're gonna call it
Spectrum of love.
No, I was gonna say asexual. Because it's well, never mind. We'll get
Mm.
there later. Let's not do my sales pitch now.
No, it's
Like
not
Kitty's
going
over there
well.
losing her fucking head. She's like, I got something to say. I got something to say. My hands up. Go ahead, Polite Kitty. You got to unmute, fucker.
No, I'm trying to get there. Oh my gosh, I got like the white devil hair going on today. Okay.
Your thoughts are trying to escape.
You are the white devil. No.
I would love a dating app that was actually for someone like me. Yeah, because then I could, like you said, I could answer questions. I could say like, okay, I need someone who's going to initiate conversation first because I'm not good at that. Or I need someone who's a sensory avoider because I'm a sensory avoider and I don't want someone who's going to be like lightly touching me all the freaking time, you know? So little things like that do bother me. But the one thing, there is one dating app out there for autistic people, and it was, or a website, and it was a while ago. And the only problem I found with it was that you had to answer about 50 questions before you could even get to the actual part where you write about yourself. And so that became very tedious and annoying.
Ew.
And it was called Spectrum Singles. So don't take that. That's already used.
That's kind of a cool name, actually.
Yeah.
Spectrum singles, whatever. I can come up with something better than that. I know I
Pringle
can.
Pringles.
What do you think, Variety D?
Well, so a bit Dobby Downer, but I think no. I think also because I don't use dating apps as well. But that sounds like too like in the box. It's like a ticking thing, isn't it? So, oh, okay, that's what all autistics are. Yeah. What about epileptics and hectics like myself? So I'm like, that's not fair. It's like I left out the party, and like.
So maybe
Yeah.
we should call the app Dating with Disabilities and let everybody have their own fucking
Yeah,
faction.
DWD.
Yep. Oh, sounds like Dungeon and
For all of
Dragon
you
at
guys
this-
who can't see, you know she's not saying nothing. I had to show you. Audra was over here jumping up and down, bouncing all over the fucking screen. Is that
Nice.
Jello or a C cup? I'm just saying. But I mean, here's the thing, and I was asking somebody about this the other day because I was like, I think I brought this up on one of my podcasts I was on. I was like, what if you wouldn't date a white person or a person of color, vice versa, you're racist, right? So if you're not willing to consider the idea of dating somebody with a disability, what is that?
That would be called ableist.
Mm.
Yeah, ableism. Yeah, it's yeah.
Ableism? That
But
doesn't
it
sound
depends though.
that doesn't sound harsh enough. Like you're ableist,
No, it's
like
not,
you're
it's
helping
not.
people is what
Yeah.
it sounds like. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound- you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
sounds like you're ableist. You're just always like, yeah, you can do it. Come on. Let's do it. It doesn't sound like you're like, fuck disabled people. It sounds
Yeah.
like you're like, hey, I encourage you, buddy. You can do whatever you want.
No, but people have preferences. That's the thing. Preference and isms are getting mixed up these days. People are too woke. They need some sleep. Like the fact of, I think one of us said, what was it? We can't date someone in a wheelchair, but another can. You know what I'm saying? We have choices. As long as you don't take the piss out of them, then that's fine.
I still love it. You don't take the piss out of them. I don't even know what that fucking means. Like I don't.
Okay, see, I double snake.
Like,
you don't
I
take
feel like
snake out
on
of
Rush
them.
Hour when fucking Charlie Sheen was. What the fuck does that mean? Oh God. Anyway, we're not here to talk all the time. We're here to talk to somebody special. So let's get to it. I mean, I'll give. I think we've all talked about it. I've got. I guess my response would be, I don't know. I tried the dating apps. I really don't do well on them. I don't fucking know. I'm not really active on them. I get bored, at crazy nights. So you want to see who's cute. Outside of that, I don't take it seriously, right? But I do like the idea of being able to list my love language, say I need touch all the time because I love touch all the time, right? I need reassurance. I'm deaf. Speak up. Stop whispering. I'm going to punch in the face. It frustrates the fuck out of me. Like I went to dinner with somebody the other night and I could not hear him. I said, will you speak up? And then, will you speak up? I said, look, I'm getting fucking frustrated. There's a lot of noise in here. I can't hear you. You're sitting on my deaf side. Turn, talk to me, speak up. Now, I felt like the asshole because I'm being stern and I'm big and I'm loud and it's intimidating. But no, I'm communicating what I need for you to communicate with me. I'm trying to have an engaging conversation, not be an asshole here, right? So I don't know. I was kind of frustrated in the moment, but at the same point, I was like, you've got to be able to tell people, hey, I need this kind of accommodation. I need this to be able to have a good talk. I need all these certain things to be successful, right? And then like I saw a buddy who had I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the mute sign tattooed on my left ear. I think that's my next tattoo is to get it right behind here, right here, and when people give me a hard time, I just turn and show them that ear does not work. And then I'm going to get one on this side and it's going to show the volume all the way up.
Yes. Do
So they
it.
can know
All the way up.
this side's muted. This side works though. This side, you can talk to this one. You can. I don't know how that's going to go.
And then as his hearing goes down, he can slowly get it erased.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Hey.
You're not funny. Okay. Anyways, you guys are assholes today. I'm the only guy in the room. I just noticed that. This is like a big old orgy. 4 women, 1 guy. All right.
Two non-binary.
Oh, fuck. Never mind. We'll get to that in a minute. All right. Fuck me. I knew that was coming. I knew it once I said it. Fuck. Shit. Anyways, our guest today is Juliana Heng. She's actually going to tackle a couple of fucking things I'm fucking up right now. Anyways, so let's start there. Juliana, tell us how you identify because I can't get it right anyways.
Oh, I'm non-binary, yes, and I'm also pansexual, yeah.
So, pardon my French, and I'm not being an asshole. What does that mean?
Pansexual means I love cooking using a frying pan. Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
No, this is just but basically, what it politically correct means, it means that it's I love people from who identify whatever gender. Yeah, as long as we click. Yeah.
Okay. And you said
but I still love cooking.
You still love. I thought you said cocaine for a second. I was like, whoa, all right. That went.
Yeah.
that went totally left. All right.
Yeah.
And then when you say you're non-binary, what does that mean to you, may I ask?
That means that I'm on the gender spectrum. I'm stuck, not very neatly on either male or female. You're like, I'm still figuring out where I am actually figuring out where I'm sitting on. Yeah.
Okay.
On the gender spectrum. Yeah.
And let me ask you, was this a problem for your parents? What's the response you've had from this?
Asian parents don't give a shit about this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, a lot of you guys look like you could be one or the other either way, so it puts you in between.
Yes.
Thank you.
I gave
It
Juliana
doesn't matter.
I gave
Yeah.
Juliana that joke earlier because it wasn't a joke, but I was like, "You were a sexy bitch." I saw an ad of you, Jane, and I was like, "That's one sexy motherfucker." I was kind of jealous. You're hot motherfucker there, Jane. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
what I guess so, and I saw your pictures as a kid. I believe they, and I'm not here to say right or wrong, but they dressed you as in more dresses and stuff like that. Did that affect your choice to be non-binary, or did that influence it, or how did you?
I would say not really, although they can be putting me in dresses and all, but I lean very closely to shirts and ties, the kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of the natural inclination, but of course, as Asian, we are very good at. In fact, I think that also helps me in masking autism. Like because we are so used to do that as Asian. We just don't we pretend to be someone else all the time to. It's just a protective mechanism, because Asian parents can be very judgmental if you are different, even speaking a bit more is considered being different. So we tend to like, okay, let's not do too much. We just pretend to be someone they want us to be, but of course inside in our own world, we do whatever we want. Yeah. That's all. We
Yeah.
are like, yes, we do whatever we want, So in fact, I would say that it is a shame that not many Asians are, I mean, I hope more Asians do acting, eventually, because we are so good at that,
That's just part of our daily life.
Yeah, it is. It's like, for us, it's like when people talk to me about, oh, okay, you guys are so good at like hiding or whatever, because we do that just as a protection. That's about it. We are so good, at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree, and I'm glad you brought up your autism for one. And then, what other disabilities do you have? I know you brought up a couple other things that I think you said a couple of minutes ago. So what disabilities do you identify with, Mask?
I will say that I also have a bit like they call it the non-verbal disability. Yeah, but like I'm pretty clumsy, although I look like someone who should be athletic, but I fall pretty often, and then my dog also have to check in on me because sometimes when I follow him, I ended up like just trip over the stairs, and then I'm like, and then he will just walk back and see like, what's the matter, like, yeah. So it's like, and a lot of people cannot get it when I'm like a bit okay, like last week I actually went to try some they call it the capoeira, like those it's very cool. It's a Brazilian
It's
kind
a
of like dance
fighting
stuff.
style. Yeah,
Yes,
I know
but the
what you're talking.
problem is left and right. That is the biggest challenge for me. It's like I cannot tell the difference, and especially when they try to do like even the kicking, that kind of freak me out because I don't know which side should I go. Yeah, but out of instinct, you figure out a way to dodge that person, but it's not the right way of doing capoeira. Like it's like they have specific moves, and you're like, stay away from me. Yeah, you just do just that out of instinct. Yeah, so more like that, and also I don't know. Some people told me that when I first met you, I always thought that you are ADHD instead of autism. Yeah, because you seem pretty verbal and you speak a lot as well, But I was like, yeah, that's also one of the traits of being autistic, where you're in your world and you're so excited that you forget to punctuate your sentences. You're like, that kind of stuff when you are excited, So a lot of people think that I thought that you are ADHD, but one thing I realized is I'm very focused, I'm extremely focused, when I'm left alone, so I can be like reading stuff and I finish books pretty quickly. So I may look ADHD, but I'm not, yeah, because my focus is amazing. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do you look ADHD? I mean,
I don't know. A lot of people will.
you can look
A lot of
Down
people perceive.
syndrome, but you're
Yeah.
not supposed to look ADHD. I don't know how you.
I know it's like that. It's like people always like, oh, you don't look autistic, but you look ADHD. It's something like, oh, you don't look like non-binary. Oh, like what the hell, like it's just weird, when people actually like to use that term a lot. Like, oh, you don't look like someone, you look like this, like as though you need to look a certain way or behave a certain way. Like there are people also wonder why I have not changed my name to reflect my non-binary gender identity. Yeah, so but for me is I don't really have an issue with that, so for me is I still like my name, although I may identify as non-binary, so I don't really see the need to change the name if let's say I'm okay with it, that kind of stuff. But people felt like, oh, because you look like someone, so you need to have a certain name, which I'm like, I disagree with that. Yeah.
Well, here's my thing, and I think most of you guys will agree with this, especially this is more your and Jane's culture, but observation I've made. The whole trans LGBTQ thing seems like it goes over a little bit easier in Asia than it does in America, depending on the country.
Okay, in Malaysia, I noticed we have a certain hypocrisy when it comes to LGBT. Like, for example, it's like my family. If let's say I have a friend who is queer, I think they are pretty cool about it, but not when it's in the family, like that there is that kind of hypocrisy, like, oh, okay, it's cool, you have a gay friend, well done, that kind of stuff, but you cannot be the gay, yes. So that kind of hypocrisy. So even like myself, I remember that, when I was doing stand-up, I want to do stand-up comedy, like it's actually arts, and arts is an offensive word in Asian culture,
What
so,
is? What's an
arts,
offensive word?
the arts, doing the arts, in the industry of arts is considered offensive, yeah, to an Asian family. Yeah. So, but funnily is they like, they consume free entertainment like crazy. They're like, oh, what? And then they will talk about, they talk about celebrity very, very often. And then, but when you actually like saying that, hey, I'm doing stand-up comedy or I'm involved in the arts, that's when they like, oh, you're disgrace of the family, the kind of stuff. Like, what the hell is this, man? Like you are glorifying other people doing what they love, but when your own kid is doing it, you diss it completely. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Well, that's like I've been at in the Black community. If you go to a gay wedding, you'll see them argue over which family's the groom and which family's the bride.
Oh, that's really funny, and that's very binary as well, actually.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And Black, like that, we know they're both gay. My son isn't the effeminate gay.
Yeah,
but they're still both gay. It doesn't matter who's does it? Does it matter who's the?
That's like if you ask straight people, like, who's the guy and who's the other guy?
Yeah, it's like, I think that's why, which is why they say that we call it a spouse. We prefer to call partner or spouse if, let's say, when it comes to lesbian couple, gay couple, or even two non-binaries together. We don't really want to say husband, wife, or what. Yeah, because I kind of think it doesn't really matter, that kind of stuff. Once you are, when you are queer, it doesn't matter like who is taking which role. Yeah.
Well, that's the I was with somebody talking to them and went for lunch one time, and they're like, yeah, I was dating somebody and they wanted me to be feminine, and I've really been embracing my masculine traits. And they're like, what's your Well, I tell jokes and I talk and I'm not home cooking. And I was like, you sound like a idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know who told you it was masculine to be an asshole. You're just an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make you masculine. That doesn't.
No, it doesn't, of course. Yeah.
I've said some of the most profound shit on these shows today, but it was crazy to hear a woman talk like this, because I didn't know. I felt sad, I felt bad, but then I also felt like she was uninformed, because somebody had told her that it was okay to not, you know what I mean? Like, never mind. I don't know how to put it, but it just was like, you're not being a man or manly because you're don't want to cook every night and you want to pursue comedy, and not that doesn't make it manly. And having confidence.
True.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
But again, welcome to how non-binary, trans, the LGBTQ people think. Because I think like that. There is no gender for me labeling just because someone wants to play with cowboys versus Barbies. Who cares? They're both dolls.
Yeah, I still love Barbie though.
Yeah, we both like meow.
Yeah.
I mean, so I have a question for you. So when you were over COVID, how did you find your dating life and COVID? Did you date with COVID? Because I know in Malaysia you guys had a really strict lockdown, unlike some of our
Yes,
other
yes. So
places.
very, very
So how
strict.
did that work for
Yeah.
you?
For me, it's like I'm someone who doesn't initiate dates. So I like, okay, lockdown. I just do my own stuff, I'm like pretty self-sufficient on my own. But when people do want to like sort of like chat me up or what, I will respond. Yeah. So far most of my dating life, I mean two of them, two of my exes, they are the one who approached me and proposed me to be with them. Yes. And so I've never done that. Yeah. So because I'm like so self-sufficient. And in fact, I come to a point where maybe I won't get married because I'm someone who is like, I'm so comfortable with being who I am. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, that's why during the lockdown when everybody is going like batshit crazy because they can't go out of the house. And then they are like, oh no, this is terrible, and then they have to go video call all the time and all. And I'm like, oh, finally I have some me time, like, okay. Yes.
You're just gonna see all these autistic people all dating. We'll date. We can be monogamous with each other, but we all need our
Yes,
own
yes.
little apartment. That's
Yeah, definitely. So I was like, and if even I come to a point where I felt that I'm not sure whether is this being on the spectrum or it's just me being self-centered, there is a, yeah, maybe it's just that way, I'm just being self-centered. So naturally I'm like, I don't really care much, I'm just like, okay, I have my own life, I have my own agenda, and I'm pretty well even on my own. I mean, I have a dog, and that's enough. I mean, I wouldn't mind if, let's say, they legalize bestiality. I think I would have just married my dog, you know.
Well, let me ask you this. 'Cause I know I didn't ask you this before we got into it, but how do you feel your autism has affected your dating and your disabilities? How do you think that's affected your dating life? Or do you know a difference? It's kind of like you're blind and somebody's like, what's it like not seeing? And you're like, well, I've never fucking seen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it does affect in the sense that I'm not very comfortable with physical contact. Yeah, even if it's like friendship, like some friends, they are a bit more of a hugger and all, and I tend to be like what is happening, and I don't respond instinctively to that. I mean, but now I'm getting a bit better because well, I mean, when you actually start mixing and then talk to more people and all, and eventually you see more of the same similar gesture, and you kind of recognize that, oh, this is a hug. A hug is coming. Okay, now I know. Let's respond with another hug, but not now because of COVID. Yeah. But it doesn't come instinctively to me because I remember that when I was in high school, I have a friend who after we have a nice girl talk, and then she wanted to give me a hug. She just put her hand like this, and I just walked away, and it was quite offending to her. She was like, don't you know how to hug, that kind of stuff. And she was a bit upset, but I'm so sorry, I don't really mean it. So let's hug, that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm like, all right, but for me, it just doesn't come naturally to me. And then also I tend to be, even when I'm like being intimate with someone, let's say like, okay, I mean, I just go as far as just like kissing, I'm not very, very intimate. I'm more like, when I date and all, I talk more, like we chit chat a lot and we find out about each other more rather than getting physical. Yeah. So the other person has to initiate the physicalness, that kind of stuff. And that person is usually neurotypical. So they are they initiate that usually. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I prefer like just interacting and then just like getting to know the person really well, because I respond a bit more intimate to the person whom I understand more. Yeah, but not to the point of making out with them, so that can flip them. yeah, that can freak them out when I just say no, I don't know you enough, and some of them do get like offended, like why, because of stuff. I've shared so much with you, why, yeah. But for me, it's to me, it's I really need time, I'm not very. And I detect smell pretty quickly. That means even when you were kissing me and all I don't notice you kissing me. I notice the smoke smell coming from you. Let's say you are a smoker, I sense the smoke first, like, and I'm like, no, yeah. So it does affect
I've
me.
had that same problem where I'm thinking
Yeah,
about how your house is dirty, or
yeah, same,
you've got
yeah,
a hair on your forehead that you should have
yeah,
trimmed that you didn't,
yeah.
or
I'm
I'm
quite
thinking
bothered with
about
that
that
too.
weird smell coming out of your off your porch, or why is it
Yeah.
your kid came out with mismatched socks on that are the wrong
Oh.
size? Like, yeah, you might have had a hangnail, and I'm still thinking about that shit from dinner. Like,
Oh no.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm an asshole like that. Like I had somebody get
Yeah.
nope, 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 nope. I know Variety D had a question for you. What do you
Yeah.
got,
Sure.
Variety D?
That's a variety of things you've noticed there. So you notice about my nails, my room, like my hair. I mean, what's going on? Like, obviously, I'm growing my puberty hair.
Oh,
It's just
do you
old.
feel attacked there, Variety D?
Oh. Oof.
That's why I didn't get on the plane and come murder that. Oh, sorry, never mind. Oh, never mind.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so yeah, swiftly to the special guest. Yeah, so Juliana, I got a question about drag queens, um,
Woo!
drag kings. Yes. Do you guys
Yes.
have representation, not just drag queens? I know you guys in the Far East are just fierce and just like you guys just got to a different level before RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm talking about back in Maury Povich show. Used to watch when I was young. And I know that is there any disabled representation within the queer world, doing their thing?
I would say not at the moment because drag community
You as
is
well.
very very small in Malaysia. So
See, here in the UK, we
it's
have
only
none.
that few drag queens, and then so far they have not identified as a neurotypical or have any disabilities at the moment. Yeah, but it's a very tight knit community, and I always love watching drag queens. And I was like, it's a shame that we don't have a drag race Malaysia, because I think we will go wow if let's say we have,
Just
Yeah,
contact them. I mean, just
yeah.
literally
But it's more
contact
the
the executives.
country. It's more the country requirement because Malaysia is an Islamic country, and
True.
we can't even have a pride parade. We are supposed to have a pride parade like a few years back, but few days before the event, this is what I heard. The Muslim authority just cancelled, just say that it's disallowed, and
Why? Oh, come on, they
yeah,
just sit down in their mosque and
yeah,
just
it's like,
chill.
yeah, so they disallowed. They say that this is against Islamic principles, blah blah blah,
Mm.
and it's pretty sad. So people, like, if let's say I want to go for a great gay pride, I have to actually go down to Singapore. And funny you should say, Singapore is a very very strict country, but they
I was about
have
to
a
say,
pride
which more
parade. They
strict?
have a pride parade, and
Yeah.
Thailand, yeah, that's another one we have to fly north to get there, But at least Thailand have a drag race. So if Malaysians they want to like go and do the drag race, they need to learn how to speak Thai first, Only they can go there. Yeah, they
I
have to
mean,
speak
they'll make more money. What's wrong with you
Janejira's
people? I'm
language
cool.
first. Yeah, only they can go there and yeah, like perform. If not, is we can't. And funnily, Malaysians, not everyone, although Thailand is very near us, but most of us did not
Yeah.
really adopt that language. Only those northern people who are very near the border, they will learn Thai because they go across the border very often. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they
when they
work
pick
there.
up
Yeah.
the Thai words. But most of us who are from the central or southern, we just didn't. But the southern will go to Singapore very often lah. Yeah, just a bridge away. Yeah,
Oh man, it's
and
got
we
to
are
change.
stuck. We are
Change.
stuck. We are stuck.
I'm
We are
over
in
here
we are
like
the central, so we are stuck. Yeah,
I have no clue what you guys are talking about. I'm like Malaysia, Croatia, Eurasia, whatever.
Listen, yeah, leave the Asian community alone, innit? Yeah, I'm West Indies. I've
Tajikistan,
got connections.
Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, they're all the same.
Yes, we stand for
Yeah.
them too. Yeah.
They're all part of Russia, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that we are part of Russia, because that will make us much more dangerous actually.
A bit richer.
That's true.
Yeah. we are too safe, in Malaysia, we are still too safe, a lot of things.
Oh, we got a
Really?
question from the audience.
Uh-oh, we got a
Woo!
question from the
Yes.
audience. No way.
Yeah.
John
Hi.
asks, "Hi Juliana, how many languages can you speak?"
I can speak 5.
Ooh, what are they?
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
All right, so that will be English, and then Bahasa Melayu. Bahasa Melayu is the Malaysian national language, and there's Mandarin, and also Hokkien. Hokkien is a dialect of northern Malaysia, and finally, something I picked up recently, Korean. Yeah.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Yeah,
Yes.
안녕하세요. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all.
안녕하세요. Yeah.
That's all I know. That's
Yeah,
it.
What
but
did you say?
but
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said. I didn't understand what you said.
I said hello.
안녕하세요. Yes, hello. Yes.
You say all that to say hello. 안녕하세요.
Yeah, it's
You
long.
can't say
Actually, a
what's
lot
up that
of
hole. I'm like, what's going
Hi.
on?
Hi. See how
Yes.
much easier that is? Hi.
correct. Just hi in one syllable, and in Korean it's like 안녕하세요. Yeah. And I don't know. I meant and it's their sentences are pretty long for something very short as well. So and the lexicon is different from English, so it kind of mess your mind a bit. Yeah. And
I'm over here
the word
dying. I'm
the
like,
worst
I'm
thing
not
is-
being racist right now. We're having
yeah.
a constructive conversation. It's
Yes.
true. 안녕하세요
Yeah.
is 5 syllables. Hi
Yes.
is 1. Hi.
Yeah. Yeah, and at first I thought that Korean is really cool because the yo sounded like a rapper, like 안녕하세요.
A
Yeah.
90s rapper here from Compton. Okay.
So it's funny when I
Yes.
used to say it, I always be like 안녕하세요, and my buddy would be like, "Why
Yeah.
do you sound like a gay Korean dude, buddy? Like we don't."
Hey.
Damn. My
Yo,
Korean friend was
Korean
like,
dude.
"You say it, but you say it like gay Korean guy. Don't say 안녕하세요. Just say 안녕하세요." So
Yeah. So it's like it's
do you
really
hear
funny.
D
Yeah.
Variety D hollered? I haven't heard her holler in a couple of episodes. She forgot to hit mute. She's oh shit, I gotta hit mute. I heard myself scream.
Yeah.
I did. I screamed loud. Hey. There you go.
Whoa.
That's what I heard. No. Oh shit, I muted you by accident. Sorry about that, Juliana. I didn't mean to mute you. So, potato chip enthusiasts, you guys are from neighboring countries,
Yes, we
yes.
are.
Thai and Malaysia. I didn't
Yep.
know that until you just fucking brought it up. So I'm gonna act like I'm smart and own it.
Hey, neighbor.
What do you got for
Hi,
your
neighbor.
cultural neighbor?
How are they doing on trans rights over there?
Shit.
Malaysia is like when we talk about trans, it's pretty sad because there's this Malay trans woman that we know, Muslim trans woman. She's just living her life. Okay, she's like social media influencer, and she's also like a businesswoman, cosmetic. She sell cosmetic, but the government keep on like harassing her, saying that you are a man, whatever, and then like keep trying, and then she have to actually escape to actually Australia, and now they're still trying to find her in Australia. At one point, she went to Thailand. She went to Thailand to seek refuge, and after that, she decided to be an Australian citizen. And then, but unfortunately, the government like keep pursuing her, and it was like, dude, just let her live her life. She's just doing what she wants to do, and she's just being who she is. Like what's wrong with you all? There are so many things to do in Malaysia. We have to improve our economy. Our foreign currency is getting shittier and shittier every day,
Oh, no.
and this makes it suck for me when I want to pay for American goods. Like everything is like I have to like times 4. And it keeps increasing. So I'm like, please, focus on the more important thing. Don't go after her. It's like let her live her
Right.
life. But Malaysians are very very grippy on petty things like that. Like just because you identify as a trans woman and you happen to be a celebrity, then it's just too bad. Like, so talking about trans right is almost non-existent, and then we still haven't be able to change our name yet. That means whoever who identify as trans, they still have to go by the name in their identification, and this gets very confusing at police roadblocks. Another favorite Malaysian thing. Malaysian likes to set up roadblock. That is the only Lego blocks they like to set.
Hey.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
so that's the thing they do, and then they will check your identification, and when they notice that the ID name does not match your appearance, and that's when they give a hell to you. And when, let's say, trans people, they get arrested or what, from what I know, it's cruel. The way they treat you is cruel. Like for the trans woman, they were thrown into the male lockup and they shave
Ooh.
them bald and then they humiliate them and all. And then same goes with the trans men. The trans men would be thrown to women lockup and all. And because your gender on the ID is what dictates where you are. It's not who you identify is as. And for myself also, as non-binary and all, it's even more confusing for them, Yeah. But consider me very bold to be able to still tell them jokes, to joke with them. Like they will always ask, like, are you a man or a woman in the national language? Like, you ni lelaki atau perempuan? And then I just said atau, like it means like man or woman. I take the middle one, or,
Hey,
yeah.
good answer.
Yeah, it is. But the very fact that I'm doing this to cops is like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty cool to do that, because if they don't like that answer, they can just take me in, Yeah. So
Here,
yeah.
side note to yours, Janejira, and for you, Juliana, do they accept or are they okay with the MX on the ID?
They don't even, okay, we don't use designation in our identification, like
That
Miss.
hasn't made its way to our languages yet.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Miss, Mr. Mix, nothing. And even some people think that when I say that I'm like, when I mention my Instagram handle at MX Juliana Heng, they think that I work at American Express.
What's your
that's
gender?
what they
American
thought.
Express.
Yeah. So that's the thing. They thought that MX is American Express, So I'm like, oh, I identify as a credit card,
My gender has been expedited.
Yeah.
Shipping in 5 days.
Yeah. So yeah.
New gender for the day. Credit card.
Yes. Sorry.
What's my gender? Expensive.
Yay.
I'm gonna try
Yeah.
that one. That's
What's
good.
my
Right, yeah.
gender? It's consent. That's my gender.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my gender is consent. That's all I'm trying to get.
That's
It's all.
awesome, man. Yeah. It's like, be careful with me or else you get into shitload of that.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's anyone. Never mind. I'm not allowed.
It's also really funny that Asian parents want you to become a doctor, but they don't like going to the doctor.
Oh yes, that is very true. In fact, but my parents love going to the doctor. Do you know why? Because my father is a pensioner, and a
Ooh.
pensioner, they work with my father works with the government, and they have the benefits of going to the hospital for free. So that's why my mom like, yeah, like, because she's the dependent, so she can go. But people like myself, of course, until age 18. I mean, age 18, we get to go to hospital for free. But after that, we are on our own, like, yeah. So that's why we were like, oh no, I don't fancy going to the doctor unless necessary as well. But my mom loves it. In fact, back then I was like kind of like persuaded to be hospitalized once, yeah, because what happened was that time I was saying that I'm seeing a bit of, but turns out that it's astigmatism, just that I don't know why the doctor actually kind of like they want to do very detailed tests on it, but not doing the eye test. They actually use a machine to like try to go to my eye, like, but being on the spectrum, everything poking us is sensitive, So of course, when the reading, there's this pressure meter, like it's for testing glaucoma. So this pressure meter, actually, when it hits my eye, of course, I was nervous and all, and the pressure shoot up, and they think that I have glaucoma, whatever lah. And the time, it's like they say that, okay, we may need to put you on observation, blah blah blah, And I'm like, the time I say no, I didn't want to, because I would miss school, And yes, being on the spectrum, we love going to school, we love learning, we love learning. Other kids like to play truant. We love going to school. We have 100% attendance record, and I don't want to break the streak just to stay in the hospital for a day for an observation, And but the thing is, my mom persuaded, no, it's free, I'm just 14 that time, so I'm still under the free category. So it's free. You should go there. You should go and stay there for a night. Yeah, I was like, okay, fine. Yeah. So yeah, so the thing is, like, it depends lah. I mean, if let's say most of the Asian, they don't like, because hospitals are not cheap. Yeah, I mean, hospitals, clinics, and all. The moment you go there just to talk with the doctor, or either you just want to hold the door, just hold before you get the handle, you're already being charged.
Yeah.
So everyone, we are not very keen. Even when it comes to mental health, we are still, a lot of us are hesitating, even though we are all already like, okay, Asians, I think we are all born semi-cuckoo lah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but
Accurate.
we are semi-cuckoo, but we never really want to acknowledge it. Yeah, we're like, oh, it's fine, it's fine, and there's a very strong stigma when it comes to mental health and all, even like being on the spectrum and all. I mean, I remember that one time my dad actually told my mom that I went for to a hospital just to get like a diagnosis, although it's not conclusive yet, unfortunately. Yeah, but the thing is, so the time my mom cried, not because she cared for me, but because she said, I thought my child is perfect. Like I can't believe I give birth to a disabled, like, yeah, So it's strange, to them it's being on the spectrum or having a mental illness is considered like not perfect, and parents have a hard time accepting that. They think that their children are perfect all the time. Yeah.
I think that's not just an Asian parent thing, but it is mostly all Asian parent thing. Yeah, they expect you guys to be fan-fucking-tastic. Black parents are like, your dad was a crackhead, your mom was a crack whore. You're lucky to be alive. Hey, we'll take what we get. White people are like, we're from trailer trash. You'll be all right, Jimmy. We're all here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now take all of that and put us as adults and try dating.
Yeah.
That's a good combination. I like that.
I think I'm gonna get a robot.
Yeah.
No, don't, man. It's too expensive. You burn your money.
I'm marrying my dog.
Have you seen this? I don't need to get a robot.
Yes.
No.
Oh, even Juliana said yes.
Juliana's got the dog.
Yeah, and then the cat is poking out from behind Audra.
I got Oreo.
I just got a little black pussy in a room. I see it.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go all show without dropping a P word. Well, let me ask you, Juliana, did you have a question for us or a topic for us to talk about today? Did you do your homework? I know you just woke up.
Oh, good question.
We're Asians, we always do our homework.
Yeah, we always do our homework. And then as Malaysian, we play truant sometimes. So no question at the moment, but I will think about it now. Yeah.
I saw Jane's report card. She does not do all her homework.
Yeah. I mean, we are good at photocopying, like we just, okay, so this is how pattern learning, we do that a lot. Yeah. So we don't really do our homework. We just spit out whatever we know. Yeah, that's more our thing.
Well, let me ask you, tell everybody, where can they find you? Where's your next show? What do we got going on?
Okay. Follow my Instagram at MX Heng.
MX Juliana Heng. Is it Heng or Hang? Heng, right?
Yeah.
And then when's your next show? Don't you have a show next weekend or something?
Oh yes, I have a next show where you are on. Yes.
Yes, there you go, you son of a bitch. Now you get what I was getting.
It's called the Christmas Cross-Border Comedy Show. Yes, on I Love KL. Yes.
And where are the comics? How many countries do you have on that show?
Okay, let me check my list. I have a list of where they come from. Yes, of course.
Jesus.
All right.
I know I hit her with all the hard questions. My bad.
No, it's all right. Yeah, let me just find it. Okay. Yes, all the countries. So we have Malaysians, of course. Yeah, and then we have Lin San. Yeah, she is a Cambodian American. And then we have someone from Iceland. Yeah. And then Australia, South Africa, from the UK as well. And also India. Yeah.
And then the US, yeah. And now you have 2 more comedians you can book. You can book Audra out of the US.
Of course. And a Variety Day as well. Yeah.
I've done
representation.
I did the cross-border comedy.
Yeah.
Great show. Love it.
I was just thinking I should have you guys do my show next Saturday. If you guys are available, that'd help out my lineup right here. I'm figuring out 2 things.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We'll talk about
Nice.
that later. Did you
Nice.
ladies have anything else for them before we go?
No, this was great. I just love that Juliana, you could be on our show because it's real representation out there for, all of us out there.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it was good to see you again.
Yay!
Have a good
Happy
day, everybody.
anniversary!
Give it up one last time for our guest today, Juliana Heng. Everybody.
Yeah.
Woo!
Out of Malaysia. Like she said, you can catch her at MX Juliana Heng right on Instagram. Also, she'll be on a show with me. I'll be on her show. I'll be sharing it also. So catch us next week. Right? All the way from her closet that looks like a galaxy. I'm telling you, Pringles are better than Lay's. Give it up for the potato chip enthusiast.
Yay!
What do you got going on these days, Jane? You got any plugs for us?
Well, I'm actually doing voice acting now professionally in an animated
Yay!
series.
Oh,
Yes, go to americankintsugi.com. That's spelled KINTSUGI. And learn more about our project coming 2022. And then follow me on
Wow.
Instagram. What?
Did you say Kintsugi? I'm fucking with you. I'm sorry.
No.
Anyways.
Bro.
You said your new project for 2022. Is that what it is?
Yes, I voice an AI in the animated series.
Wow.
So yeah.
You already kind of sound like a robot, so it's kind of fitting. Anyways,
Yay.
next person. Give it up for the sensual, the sexy, the smart and sophisticated. With the scarf on today. Variety D, everybody. What do you got for us? How you been? What you got, dog?
Thank you. Yeah, so I ain't got much things coming up this month. I mean, like it's been draining but exciting at the same time. So much highs and lows, but if they go low, I should go high. So I'm gonna keep it going. Still healing. It's been 1 year and 3 months since I've brain surgery, so my hair is growing slightly. But yeah, yeah, thank God I can tell the tale. Still got a long way to go. And I'm still on a mission to reframe disability on behalf of the BBC, which is not that BBC, but the television station, British Broadcast Corporation.
Yes.
Not my BBC, their BBC.
No, your one.
Yeah.
Your one's too expensive. 3-month robots. But anyway, yeah, like I'm changing the game, the narrative. 2 days ago, at Tate Modern, Central London, near the Thames, where you guys see it in America all the time. I was one of the only 4 Black people there. Disabled performers as well as creators in industry. So we need more representation, more bam because disability has no color. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
It doesn't anymore. It used to. It doesn't anymore is what we're getting at. And give it up for the polite kitty. Adam Skinny Puyallup. Well, none of y'all know where Puyallup is. That's where we go to the fair and go the fuck home. What do you got going on, Miss Polite Kitty?
Got a show coming up next week because I'm doing stand-up comedy now.
Yes.
Yay!
I do a couple more shows in January. And then everyone can follow me on Instagram or TikTok with my handle autistic_Audra.
Yay.
Perfect. And last but not least, I'm your host with the most. Suitman. You see the photo? I got it on the I pointed to the right side this time. I got it right. I even moved it to be in the shot. And we got our message of the day. Live, love, and laugh. Right? My message.
Yeah.
Again, I'm Suitman. Next Saturday, we'll have raw comedy for you. Later this month, we're looking at doing Santa's Naughty List and Give Love Laugh, a donation show for a homeless shelter called Mary's Place in Seattle. You guys have all been wonderful. Catch us next month. We'll have a new guest and a new year. Between now and then, get a chance. Go to suitmancomedy.com. If you want a sweatshirt, order them there. We'll be restocking soon. Go to Suitman Productions. Follow us everywhere. Also, we didn't plug it. We forgot to say it. But you've been listening to us possibly in Oregon on 98.3 AM WV.
Yeah.
Woo!
We are broadcasting Oregon up and down the I-5 corridor. So if you're cruising in Oregon, listening to this, or you cruise in Oregon, tune in. We're on Fridays and Sundays. Fridays with autistic artists and dating with disabilities, and Sundays with the comedy showcase. We got all kinds of things going on. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, everybody.